يشرك في أمري كي نسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين آمين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين. Inshallah, we are going to start a new section of the Quran today, and it is called Tariq. So what comes by night? I mean, that is the literal translation of it. This is the 36th revealed section of the Quran, and it was revealed at around 5th year of the Meccan life, prophetic mission. When we read this kind of descriptions, which are quite interesting in the Quran, you can interpret them in many ways, as we did before for while we are studying other sections of the Quran. This Tariq, what comes by night, you can say, the people say, this may refer to a star, and Najm al-Thaqib as the third verse says, it is the star that peers through life's darkness, peers through darkness. You can say the Quran is really describing what is going on in the heavens and paying attention to them. And these are the signs of God, which is understandable. And we can also say, look, it is the figure of speech, because what is the star coming through or piercing through darkness and Najm al-Thaqib going through it? We have to think about it and why God deliberately mentions this star, which comes through and pierces through darkness at night. And also what we read, I think we have to go here, all the descriptions continues in various area of interest. And when it comes to verse 13, you see on the screen now, إِنَّهُ لَقَوْلٌ فَصْلٌ مَا هُوَ بِالْهَزْلِ. It is indeed a making the distinction, separation between right and wrong, and it is not an idle tale. Now, what does it mean? It is talking about the Quran, the verses of the Quran. So we can go back to the beginning, because all the introduction was to introduce the importance of the revelation for human beings. How about describing, let's go back to the beginning now, a Tariq, a kind of star which really comes at night. We understand that the reference is given to the Quran, the revelation. In the content of the Quran, during the first early period of revelation, we see that, we understand that people are lost in ignorance. It means, what does it mean? Ignorance. Ignorance of their reality. Ignorance of the reality of the universe. The purpose of the universe. Purpose of existence of human life. And they just say, here we are, and we will enjoy our life as much as we can. Of course, those lucky, fortunate ones are going to exercise more luxurious life and also exercise some sort of power over other people so that they will be satisfied with, they will feel great in their being as the honorable person or powerful person. But at the end, they will die and become dust. What is the point? I don't know. That is how it is. Is there any wisdom in it? Well, that's how we are. That's it. Simple. That is called ignorance, the age of ignorance before the revelation comes down to human beings. They are not aware of what's going on in the universe. They don't take notice of it. They don't need to take notice of it. Although, as human beings, they have feelings, urging feelings, but unfortunately, they don't really take notice of these urgent feelings. While the human beings are in a period of ignorance. First, we mentioned this point before, we have to see what the verses are saying, talking about, and then take them to the lifetime of the prophet and locate them there, under which circumstances these verses were revealed to the prophet, so that the prophet has fulfilled its mission. And then third aspect of the matter is, if within these conditions, the prophet received this message as guidance. Prophet doesn't know what to do because he is not an educated person, he is not a philosopher, he is not an experienced person, he's just living in a small village-like town. He doesn't know what to do, just the normal life he learned from here and there from his environment. So God sends the guidance, and accordingly, he acts. Now, we have to take lesson from it, saying that under these kind of circumstances, God talks about this, sends this kind of guidance to people, of course, through the prophet. Now, how can I apply it to my life? The third stage of understanding, how can I apply it to my life? Because it must be applicable to my life. Otherwise, what shall I do with it? I'm not reading the storybook. I'm not reading the biography of a person who's called Muhammad and claimed to be the messenger of God. I'm not interested in somebody lived more than 1,000 years ago and claimed something none of my business. So I wouldn't be interested in the Qur'an, but the Qur'an says, no, I'm speaking to everyone at every age, in every place, every kind of climate that they are living in. And I'm the guidance from your creator. I say, are you the guidance from my creator to tell me something that I don't know? Really? I mean, it is not a joke, is it? Let me see. Now it says, وَالسَّمَاءِ وَالطَّارِقِ. Sama. Call witness I call witness the heavens. What does Sama mean? Heavens, sky. But we have to know that there is a difference between, in the usage of the Quran, was-samawat or es-samawat, the heavens in plural. Here, although the translation said, I call to witness the heavens, this is literal translation. I mean, it is not plural, but I didn't notice that the translation used it in the plural form. Samawat, let me, you are familiar with this word, start with easy one. The heavens mentions the sky, as the Quran describes, 7 layers of sky. It means several layers of sky. So you can understand this in terms of really one layer, that this universe we are observing here, and another layer beyond this, and beyond this, which seems to be endless layer, endless universe for us that we cannot really get to the end. Now, that is samawat, heavens, skies, whatever up there. And also it may mean that this creation of the sky has various levels of meanings that they are conveying to us through various ways of existence, the forms of existence. This is also various ways of existence. But when it is used in a singular word, as a singular word, which means the heaven, the sema, the sky, which means not the heaven, the upper, the upper post, or how do you say, the highest point of anything is called sema, heaven, which is, for example, if you are talking to me, I would tell you, what do you really mean by this? What are you getting at? You say, you know what aim is speaking to you in this way or telling you this? To teach this. The purpose of something, the sky of something, the ultimate target that you are going to explain, that is called sema of something. For example, sometimes you say the sema of the houses, it's roof, it is top. But this is a physical description of sema. But in the ideas, sema means the ultimate meaning that the speech includes. So we have to see here that to understand here that was-samai, I call witness to the ultimate meaning of existence, human life, etc., existence of the universe. What is the ultimate point in creating this universe? You have to pay attention to this. It means when you are interacting with the universe, pay attention to the meaning, the purpose of the existence of the universe that wants to teach human beings, the conscious human beings. That is very important as the swearing word was-samai. It means I call witness the heavens, the ultimate meaning of existence, ultimate meaning of the purpose of this life, ultimate meaning of the speech here. Why I am making this speech to you. And a Tariq. Of course, in the third verse, it is the star that pierces through darkness, pierces through something, actually. What does it mean? In different contexts, it has different meaning. In other context, excuse me, just a minute. In other context, the shooting stars in the sky repels the doubts that in the description of the Quran, the Satans try to infiltrate into the minds of the people. This is very interesting, very colorful description of the Quran. The Satan, you know that Satan represents any false idea, definitely wrong idea, anything opposed the truth, opposite of truth, reality. That is what it is. The Satan is represented in the Quran. So when Satan tries to get some truth from reality of the existence or the purpose of existence, meaning of existence, what they refer to, the stars shoot on them. That is a beautiful description of the Quran. What does it mean? The way the heavens, the stars, of course, planets as well. For example, sun is a star, but the world and the Venus, Mars, whatever they are planets around it altogether. So they are organized in such a way that Satan cannot have any evidence in them to defend the wrong ideas, false ideas. They shoot. It means the way they are created doesn't allow satanic ideas that can get some evidence out of them. Now, this Tariq reminded me this. Of course, some scholars used in this way as well. Tariq comes by night. Tariq is a star which comes by night. It means everybody's mind is blurry, everybody's mind is confused, immersed in complete ignorance. Then with the verses of the Quran, one by one, comes and pierces through the darkness of ignorance, darkness of mistaken understandings, and exploits them, destroys them, and makes the mind of the people, feelings of the people, bright, clear, comfortable, calm. Darkness has disappeared. Now, was-samai, the ultimate purpose of the meaning ingrained in the existence of everything is worth paying attention to, because they are the witnesses to the reality of their creator, which kind of purpose they have in their existence. And Tariq, each sentence of the revelation, the speech here, pierces through the darkness and enlightens everything, becomes clear, evident for everyone who seeks the truth. It is very interesting that we should try to understand the Quran in such a way that we have to have clarity in our existence, in the purpose of our life. So Quran claims that each verses of the Quran, each sentence of the Quran is a star destroying the darkness and making it light, easily understandable, comfortably acceptable, confirmable explanations. That is what, together with verse 1 and 3, mean as far as I could gather from my studies. Now come to the second verse. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الطَّارِقُ. What do you know about this Tariq, which comes and visits at night in the darkness of human mind, human feelings, hopelessness, goes through the hopelessness and makes it full of hope, explains the reason why the things are created in the way they do. Do you know what the Tariq is? What does it mean? We studied a little bit the similar, not this verse, but the similar structure. This is very frequently, this structure, whatever the Quran talks about a word or a matter which is described in a figurative word, Tariq here, for example, but it means something else. You cannot open the dictionary and see the Tariq and the meaning of this word, Tariq, and say that, the Quran is mentioning about it. No, because the following sentence said, do you know what the Tariq is? It means you cannot know. You cannot know. Because it is not within your capacity to know. So what shall I do then? I am going to tell you. Only your Creator can inform you about it. So the literal meaning of the verse, the meaning of the word, just gives a clue and preparation of the mind. Here is what comes at night. Yeah, Tariq means what comes by night. It is just translated here. But for me, what comes by night, what does it mean? What comes by night? I don't know. Maybe a thief comes into my house. I don't know. What are you talking about? God says, look, what I mean by Tariq, this word, I will explain to you. What is that? It is the star that pierces through darkness, darkness of mind, darkness of spirit, darkness of human expectations, darkness of human future, because this speech is to human beings, addressing to human beings. So it goes through the darkness of human life, human mind. That is what Tariq is, because it comes, the literal meaning of the either raise or open your mic and unmute your mic and just straight away speak. Otherwise, I will continue.
So we lost you as you were saying about the literal meaning doesn't convey the whole thing.
So literal meaning is, sorry, what did you say, Asam? Literal.
No, so you were disconnected for some time. So the last thing you were mentioning about the literal meaning does not convey the matter. It's always something beyond that.
Beyond that, the internet wasn't stable. Sorry, the literal meaning is not definite, not necessarily able to convey the message, but gives a clue for it. For example, when you open the dictionary, Tariq means the one, the thing which comes by night. It may be a man, it may be a thief, it may be what comes by night, maybe my dinner, I don't know, maybe stars. I cannot imagine what it is. By looking at the dictionary, looking up at the dictionary, the meaning I get from the dictionary doesn't really explain what the Quranic word, Quranic usage of the word is all about. That is why Quranic usage of the word must be understood within the context of the Quran. But sometimes we use this, we see this expression used, وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا يَوْمُ الْفَصْلِ, for example. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا الْقَارِئَةِ, for example. There are many of them. What do you know what the Tariq is, or you can say, what can really inform you, give you the information about what Tariq is? It means nothing is available for you. I am going to explain it to you. And Najm al-Thaqib, it is the star that pierces through darkness. So we understood that it's not totally irrelevant, the literal meaning. Comes at night. But within the context of the Quran, the purpose of the Quran is not to describe when a particular star comes at night. Well, what am I going to do with it? What is it good for me? I learned that this star comes at night. So what? But it must have a purpose in order to help me understand the purpose of my life. Or it must give me the guidance. What am I supposed to do in this world? So a Najm al-Thaqib must be understood through the explanations of the Quran. So the Quran starts explaining what it is. In kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. First of all, the verse says, you have to remember that no human being has ever been left unguarded. Always there is a guard with you. Where is it? Of course, if we want to understand in a very common way, how do you say, not very much intellectually understood, but generally, there are angels around me, they are guarding me. Maybe correct, yeah, because really our life is protected by the will of God. So through the execution of the angels, it may be correct. But here, what shall I do with it? There are angels guarding me. Okay, thank you. Thank you for providing the guards, free guards for me. What else? It doesn't give me the guidance. It doesn't really disperse the darkness from my mind, from my feelings. It doesn't. So there are some people guarding me, but at the end I will die. What is it good for? Now, what does it mean? Human beings has ever been left kullu nafsin lamma alayha hafiz. We are not left unguarded. It means there is something guards us, helps us to solve our human questions, human inquiries. There is something. What is it then? You can say human consciousness. It is ever present with me. Human memory. Through the memory, I remember what I have done in the past, whether they were bad or good, so that I will not repeat the wrong actions, and I will keep on doing the right actions. I remember this. I did this last day or last year. It was a very good and source of happiness for me. I enjoyed it. This year also I should do the same, or I should keep doing the same things because it is the source of enjoyment for me. or I did something wrong, it was a mistake, and I shouldn't make this mistake again. It reminds me that is human memory, human subconscious, human consciousness. These are the creation of God. So they are really realized or actualized in the form of a created, in the created form as I am now through the execution of the angels. So you can say they are all really guarding angels, but in which form? For example, I is again the act of creation, God's creation, to help me to see. And ears are the same. So we can combine the existence with the idea of angelic side of creation, which means as the creator's absolute qualities manifest, angels transform them into temporary transit way of created being. This is their functioning, like the TV machine, or I don't know, your telephone. It receives the message, and this tool turns it into a readable or readable form, or that you can see. Whether it is an English also watchable form. I don't think I've never heard this watchable. You can watch it, you can see it, you can read it. So this is like but somebody should not say that, does God need a iPhone or a computer or a TV machine in order to create the universe? No, it is a wrong approach. That is how we can access the absolute qualities of the creator in the manifested form. For example, the broadcast is a program, and everywhere the broadcasting is displayed in the screens of everybody's TV, okay? But I can only see what is described on the screen of my TV, which means I can only see the transient, created, manifested form of the absolute power, absolute knowledge, absolute wisdom, etc. Qualities, all qualities of God in the form of, you can say, I don't know, in the form of the moon, in the form of a star, in the form of a tree, in the form of a cat. So you can see them limited. But when you study the cat, you understand that it is coming from the absolute qualities of its creator. Now, this angelic side in me also everywhere. The memory is angelic side of my the matter or brain. For example, I is the angelic side of I, points to it the qualities of its creator, but this angelic side is represented by the angels. That's why quite a number of, maybe majority of the scholars try to explain these descriptions of the Qur'an, which seems to be at first very mysterious. For example, no human being has ever been left unguarded. Definitely in your Sunday school education or from your Muslim family background, the angels protect us, which is not wrong. But what is the practical side of it? We have to question now. You are all educated people, so you can use your intellect and question, what does it mean? So I am given the ability, I am endowed with the ability to remember, to guard my life, not only living conditions, by understanding the purpose of my existence. So I did this. For example, I said, the universe seems to be just working by itself. And then my feelings started experiencing complete despair. I am a meaningless being. I said, oh, this doesn't work. Look at my mind is working. Now, it is the consciousness is there, always reminds me. So God reminds us, look, in order to understand this, what Tariq is, it means really coming down, revealing each sentence of the revelation, speech of God is a piercing star into the darkness, dispersing the darkness completely. But I am given the ability to understand what it means, so that I will protect myself from falling into or remaining in the darkness, or falling into another darkness and taking a wrong direction in my life. No, God says, okay, you have a protecting guardian with you. There are other verses in the Quran which refers to this side of human beings. Why didn't? Oh, okay. Sorry, what is going on here? Okay. فَلْيَنْظُرُ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ. Now, this is preparing the minds now, because God promised in the second sentence, in the second verse, sorry, let's go here. Do you know what the Tariq is? It means you cannot know. I will explain to you. Now the process of explanation is continuing. فَلْيَنْظُرُ الْإِنسَانُ مِمَّا خُلِقَ. Man should reflect on what he was created from. Now we have to understand that. Sorry, if there is anything in chat box. Jay, this is a beautiful concept, the guardian of a human being, but what of the human who seems was not guarded, someone physically or emotionally harmed? No. Excuse me, I think I couldn't explain it to you. Guardian of human beings is the common people's understanding of it. Yes, it is guarding me, but in this context that we are studying here, and also someone physically or emotionally harmed, or I'm at the end, I'm going to die, of course, and I'm becoming ill, and I may suffer from many harms in my life. It doesn't mean on this sect, or on this meaning, or referring to this. But everything is prepared in such a perfect way that I can understand. For example, if there is a simple example, Jay, if there is a car coming fast, and can I jump into the street where the car is coming? No. Who is guarding me? My consciousness. My consciousness means I am giving the guardian with me, ever present with me. This guardian is ever present with me. But of course, the purpose of the Quran is not to teach me how to protect my body. We have to understand that the purpose of the Quran is related to the meaning of my life, purpose of my life, and how am I going to make my life somehow useful for my future, for the next life to come. So this memory that protects the previous experiences in my life, so that I will learn from it what's right, what's wrong. So this is with me. If you speak to me, I can understand. How can I understand? Because of this protecting angels in me, in my existence. So my consciousness, especially my memory, especially, really helps me to protect any harmful situation, physically and mentally. Any wrong ideas protects me from falling into something wrong. Hear me now?
Yes, you're good now.
Okay, good. Thank you. If I tell you the simple example, if I say 1 + 1 makes 3, okay, everybody in the room, but especially my friend Jay, our friend Jay, wrote something in the chat referring to this, giving the reference to this chat conversation. Okay, let me see. Well, thank you. Okay, did you understand that if I say 1 + 1 makes 3, would you know it is right or wrong? And I'm sure, obvious, it is wrong. How do you know? How do you know it is wrong? Because it is recorded from your previous experiences. Your consciousness acknowledges the truth, the reality. That is the guardian within you, always present with you. No one is left without guardian. If anyone is left without guardian, which means this person has no consciousness, his mind doesn't think, doesn't remember what is wrong, what is right, and he has no responsibility. He has no responsibility. But all the people are here have the responsibility. We all have responsibilities because our mind, our guardians are at work with us. So the second stage of thinking or reflection, the verse says, okay, let's start from the very simple level. Have you ever reflected on what you were created from? Of course, first of all, bodily creation attracts our attention. But this is the preparation of mind. Preparation of mind. Qur'an is not going to tell you, he is created from an ejected fluid, and a dirty, thrown away fluid. But it is not the point. It is not the point. Because everybody knows that we are created out of a cell, which is really not a very honorable one. Yeah. Let me go back to Jay's comment. So the guardian is consciousness, question mark. That's what I understood, and some scholars also, I learned from them. Another example is if a person becomes depressed, then you worry. Where is the guardian? The sense of worriness, being worried, anxious about something is your guardian, because you know that it is not a nice thing that you have to experience. You have to look for a solution. It is a guardian reminding you. For example, pain. Pain is like the creation of pain. Through your consciousness, you understand that it is something wrong. You and I should avoid it. Consciousness tells us. That's why consciousness tells us 1 + 1 makes 3 is wrong. There is no way to explain it other than human consciousness, referring to human consciousness. So human consciousness is employed within the spirit of human beings so that we can make distinction between right and wrong. Otherwise, how can I make distinction between right and wrong if I had not my consciousness as a human being? So let me read the second one. If I correctly understood, we mean as consciousness guards us from accidents. There must be guidance, guarding to protect us from our existential concern. We have to look for it. It means consciousness is there. We have to use it. We have to use it, not for look for it. It is with us. So the Quran is drawing out. Quran is drawing our attention to the reality, human reality, starting from. Let me go back to our train of thought. فلينظر الإنسان إنسان مما خلق. Man should reflect on what he was created from. So first of all, our body. We said our body attracts our attention. How did I come into existence? How? Within the conditions of this universe. And he is created from and rejected from. Oh, who are you? Have you thought that you are growing out of, not yourself, you are not aware of it, you are growing out of a cell which is dirty, thrown away cell. It's no significance. There is that DNA in it. Of course, it is written there by conscious creator. The book cannot come into existence. Thank you, Jay. It cannot come into existence by itself. The cell or the DNA, for example, if you look at a book, let's say DNA, they liken DNA to volumes of volumes, maybe more than 100 volumes of thick books. But do you think a book can develop by itself and the meaning is written by itself there? With its human mind. It perfects itself. Well, it is created in such a way that it is renewed in its existence continuously. And of course, I am also developing in my existence from childhood to the youth and then old age, etc., and die. That is how I am being created. So the cells also are created in this way. So the material origin of the existence of human body is from a cell. Now, out of this cell, we have to bear in mind, out of this cell, human feelings, human consciousness is implemented in it, put in it. Human soul is put in it. This human soul has nothing to do with the material, the nature, material side. So it cannot be attributed to any source, any material source that it produced the human feelings, human consciousness. It is impossible. The matter has no consciousness, no feeling. So we have to understand the process of simple way of explaining the importance of the revelation of God's speech. Starting from very simple, for everybody. You don't have to be a philosopher, you don't have to be a scholar in any subject. You may be an illiterate person. Look at yourself, oh, how meaningful I am. What a perfect form. Everything is perfectly adjusted to each other, and they are harmoniously working with each other, and everything is compatible with each other, although they don't know. They are just meta. They are just meta. If you study biology, you cannot get to the end of the wisdom in the existence of every cell in the body of a living being. It is obvious that it is the result of a wise act of creation. So, خلق من ماء دافق يخرج من بين الصلب والترائب, issuing from between the backbone and the ribs. It means, look, you are just put there between the backbone and the ribs. What are they? Where is it? None of my business. I'm not studying biology. When I study the speech of God, I am studying to understand the meaning of my life. So there is no need to talk about where is the backbone, where is the rib. Oh, no. Just in the womb of your mother, you didn't know nothing at all. You were just put there, and you were you were subject to this limited area, developed from there. How come that this wondrous body, human body, develops itself in the womb, deep, dark womb of your mother? Even the mother doesn't know what is going on there, let alone the matter. Mother has consciousness. Mother has some sort of experience, accumulated experiences. Neither the father nor the mother know anything about it. But it is just in an unexpected way created and developed in order to attract your attention. Who is doing this? What a perfect arrangement. No one knows. Matter never know what will happen tomorrow. Matter has no memory. Matter has no consciousness. So this is the way of introducing how wonderful the body of human being has been created. So start from this point, think about it. Now, إِنَّهُ عَلَى رَجْعِهِ لَقَادِرٌ. Now, what is إِنَّهُ? He. Where did you find this he now? Of course, this conscious act of human creation necessitates a conscious being. So conscious being, he, or conscious being, not necessarily, it is not she, but the conscious being now is speaking. Definitely, he certainly has the power to bring him back to life. Hey, you are coming out of a cell, and no one can make this cell. You cannot explain the existence of the cell within the conditions of this universe. You cannot find any cause for the existence of your origin within the universe. It is deliberately arranged in this very, very delicately, mysterious, miraculous way of existence, so that I keep touching my mouse, so changes so that you will come to realization that your creation has been realized, actualized by a conscious being, and the one who creates you in this way definitely will bring you back to life again. Can do it. It must be the purpose of creation in this way. Otherwise, if I'm going to just disappear from existence, what is the point in existing in this universe? What is the point? Of course, we have to pay attention that there is a purpose in our existence. This purpose must be that I am going to be brought back to life for a purpose. There will be something there. It is not just my existence. This wonderful existence will take place within this world, and when I die, everything turns into meaningless or non-existence. It means meaningless, complete meaningless. What is the point then? So be careful. The one who creates you in this way must be able to keep your existence again in another form. Now, in the area where I am, the Maghrib prayer is really getting late, so we have to stop here. Inshallah, next week we will continue. Thank you for joining and being patient to listen to this, not unclear speech, but thank you very much. Inshallah, we have to stop here now. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Alhamdulillah. Thank you for everyone. I have to leave as soon as possible. I will see you next Wednesday and Saturday and next Monday again. Try to apply this message to our practical life, inshallah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.